The Exorcist. Directed by William Friedkin and based on William Peter Blatty's novel, it has been deemed one of the scariest horror classics of all time. I want to talk about how The Exorcist revolutionized the horror genre and give the movie a full review. I am the Ranting Usher. Let me talk you to your seat. The Exorcist delivered on levels that other horror films in the early 70s didn't. Friedkin and Blatty knew that the horror demographic wanted something more frightening than Dracula or Frankenstein. The creators also broke new ground by presenting what was then considered extremely raw content. The girl's head turning around, the projectile vomiting, and especially the desecration of the church. The Exorcist did more than frighten. It shocked the nation. The Exorcist may not have been the first film to feature demonic possession or exorcism, but it certainly earned more than a raised eyebrow from the masses. The film received some negative reactions. According to Internet Movie Database, IMDb, Max von Sydow, who played Father Merrin, was so offended by the profanity used by Regan, Linda Blair's character, that he forgot his lines. Also, according to IMDb, some religious groups issued death threats against Linda Blair because they thought she glorified Satan. Despite those and other unfortunate reactions, neither the cast and crew nor the public could deny that The Exorcist succeeded in doing what horror films are supposed to do. The movie left a lasting impression on its target audience and exceeded the expectations of both viewers and critics. The Exorcist set a high standard for other movies to follow. It spawned sequels, along with films like The Last Exorcism and The Exorcism of Emily Rose, that strove to emulate the original. None of those movies quite captured the sheer essence of the 1973 classic. The Exorcist turned heads for decades. Filmmakers restored the original to include never-before-seen footage to ensure that people keep talking about it. The movie may be considered a product of the times, and yet it is often referred to and watched annually around Halloween. That's a testament to great filmmaking. Now I would like to go a little further in depth about the movie itself. So let's take a look. So the story opens with Father Merrin conducting an archaeological dig in northern Iraq. It is there that he encounters the demon Pazuzu. You get a sense that they've met before. They have a history. When Pazuzu possesses two dogs to kill each other, we get our first real glimpse of just how powerful Pazuzu really is. And we're like, oh my god, this thing is going to kick some ass. This thing is going to tear shit up. Then we cut to Georgetown, where we meet the mother, Chris McNeil, played by Ellen Bernstein, and her daughter Regan. It may take a long time to develop their characters, but it's important to establish the relationship between them, because that makes what happens to Regan later on that much more tragic and frightening. With the demon Pazuzu released, and closing in on the McNeil household more and more, we find out that Chris McNeil and her husband are separated. This is actually one of the reasons that Regan falls prey to demonic possession. I actually thought this subplot was seriously underdeveloped. With it being such a contributing factor to Regan's condition, you'd think they would have given it a little more exposition, a little more background to help support it. There's a scene where Regan is eavesdropping on her mother. Chris is getting emotional having to go through operators to try to reach her estranged husband overseas. There's a great line where the mother shouts, "What did you do? Taking the literacy test to get that job?" I think the line was intended to increase the tension, but instead it makes me crack up whenever I hear it. I think it backfired. We meet Damien Karras, the psychiatric counselor who also happens to be a priest, played by Jason Miller. Karras is experiencing a midlife crisis because his faith is deteriorating. His faith deteriorates even more when his mother passes away. This in turn helps us to better understand Karras' motivations when he agrees to help Chris McNeil help Regan. Because the only way he could possibly forgive himself for what happened to his mother is to help a mother help her daughter. About a quarter of this film is spent trying to figure out what's wrong with Regan. She sees so many doctors and endures so many agonizing tests, which admittedly makes us sympathize for her. But I wish it didn't take so long for the movie to confirm that she's demonically possessed. I give props to this movie for achieving some truly scary moments with no more than practical effects. These will give anyone nightmares. So now we come to the ultimate climax. The exorcism we've all been waiting for. When both Father Merrin and Father Karras attempt to exorcise the demon, Pazuzu proves just how powerful it really is. Not only is Pazuzu foul and vicious, but he also knows how to mindfuck those who oppose him. Pazuzu starts talking like Karras' mother, which drives him nearly insane. Who would have thought that the best way to save Regan was for Karras to open himself up to become possessed? That's exactly what Karras does. Karras realizes too little too late that that's not what he really wants. Then he's somehow able to shake off the demon a few seconds before he jumps out the window. I think William Friedkin and William Blatty figured that his character no longer served a purpose, so they just killed him. That seems a little contrived. The priests who contacted Father Merrin and appointed him to conduct the exorcism were worried that it might kill him. Unfortunately, it does. But the most important thing is that Regan is no longer a host to Pazuzu. She is finally free. Overall, despite some missed opportunities with plot transitions, exposition, and a rushed ending, The Exorcist is a great movie. On a scale of 1 to 5, I would give The Exorcist a 4.5. Do you agree with my review? How do you feel about The Exorcist? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching the video. I am the Ranting Usher. As always, if you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like. It would help the channel out a lot, and I would really appreciate it. You're also welcome to share, or if you haven't yet, maybe consider subscribing to my channel for reviews of movies, trailers, TV shows, also tributes, countdowns, and speculations. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.